I think you have a better idea. So I got into the punk rock, and like I mentioned bands like the Dicks and the Big Boys. In case you don't know, those were two bands from Texas. Hardcore punk rock bands, great. And the lead singers were gay. And there was this one story a buddy of mine told me when the Big Boys came to New York City. And it was the custom at the time for if you really liked the band, you'd run up on stage and you'd jump on the lead singer and you'd climb up all over him until he fell down from the weight of you. So there was like the lead singer of the Big Boys, this big, beefy guy being covered by these young, sweaty kids. And, this was just the greatest thing ever. It's beautiful, beautiful. So... And I would go back and forth trying to be, trying to look gay and the disco thing and punk rock. And punk rock was just more, what's the word I'm looking for? They have this word empowering, And, I don't weep openly when I hear the Village People sing Go West. All right? There are other things like bands like the Cro-Mags, War Zone. Those were bands that sung about like being an outcast and about being judged just about how you look. Gloria Gaynor never sang anything like that. And in the punk rock scene, I basically am a skinhead. And there was a time when, I still get the question, why skinhead? Pedro, why? Why skinhead? And my favorite answer to that for the longest time was, well, it just made more sense than being a homosexual Republican. But now I say, because I'm not a drag queen. And the reason I say that is because a drag queen took me to a drag show last year. And I got to tell you, fun. Drag shows are fun. And I realized that there are one of two things that drag queens and skinheads have in common. The first that a friend of mine revealed to me was it's just easier to dress if you're a drag queen or a skinhead. It's all about color. Really, it's not about fashion or what you have to wear. It's, very simple. It makes things simpler. The second thing is a story. This actually happened to me twice, but, sometimes when you're alive, you get lessons. Experiences are like lessons, and sometimes you have to have the lesson taught to you again and again until you get it. And so I got it the second time where I went to a punk rock show up in North Jersey, and it was like $6 to get in, and I came with a dollar bill and $6 in change. Most of it in quarters, because that's what I had. And so... skinny kid walk into the club, and there was this intimidating, punk guy at the thing taking, sitting there taking money. And then there was this intimidating skinhead standing behind him. And so I take out my dollar bill and two handfuls of change, and I say, it's mostly in quarters. And the skinhead says, we don't accept change. And part of me wanted to just shrink back. And then another part of me spoke up and said, make an exception. And the guy laughed. He goes, ah, ha, 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 and he slaps my chest with his open hand. Come on in. He stamps the back of my hand. And this is for me. Now, if I was a little drag queen, I would have gone to a drag show. And I would have met other drag queens. And I've gotten a drag mother. And learned how to dress and gotten a drag persona. Even a new name, like Anita Benet, a bidet, something like that. But I didn't. And so that's me, and that's where I came from. So